Hello, I'm Dragos, and in this video we're going to check a Python framework that can help you build AI agents. So if you don't know, AI agents are programs that can run tasks autonomously. You can add tools to them, you can add memory, you can add knowledge, you can even create teams of agents that can work together to complete a task, maybe browse the internet or search on a database, and things like that. And in this video we are going to check Agno. Basically this is the successor of PyData. This is an Python framework that can help you build agents. You see in here you have multiple levels that you can add to your agents. You can add tools. They have a lot of tools that can be added to the agents. You see in here you have by default a lot of tools. You can add like a crawl for AI, you can add the DuckDB to chat with your database, you have the DuckDuckGo to browse the internet, Firecrawl, and so on. And basically Agno, it's an interesting framework that it's built for speed. It is 10,000 times more faster than LangGraph from what they are saying, and I've played around with it for about a week, and I can say that Agno, it's quite nice, and it can help you build very nice agents on Python. And besides of that, you have access to various LLMs that can be used. So you can go with Anthropic, you can go with ChatGPT, you can go with Google, you can go with a lot of LLMs that can be used. Let's see in here where they have it. So you see in here the models. You can go with Mistral, you can go with OpenRouter, Olama, Perplexity, and so on. So basically you can add whatever LLM framework you want to these agents. You can tell in one agent to use one framework, you can tell the other one to use other LLM framework, depends on what you want to do. And yeah, basically Agno, it's easy to use, it's fast, and it offers a lot of flexibility if you are trying to create like some application or maybe have a script that does something. Besides that, for instance, if you're going to check Agno, you see in here they have also a dashboard that can be linked to your agent, and in here you see that you have the options to see the sessions, you have the options to see the runs, you have the options to see the tokens, users, and in a session you have the sessions like this. So you have the requests that were made. This is some tests that I have done, and in here you have the run, you have the response in this area. So you can even add this tracking to your agents, so you can see what is happening behind the scenes. And Agno, it's easy to use, it's easy to install. We're going to go into this video and we're going to set up Agno from a basic agent to a more complex one that has access to knowledge, browse the web. We are going to create a team of agents, and I've already created an article in here with all of these things. So we're going to check these details. We're going to build a simple agent. We're going to add a tool to browse the internet with DuckDuckGo. We're going to add memory. We're going to add RAG, and we're going to create a team of 2 agents in this video, so you can see how it's working. For this, we are going to use UV. Basically, if you don't know UV, it's an pip replacement that it's 10 to 100 times faster than pip. It can help you manage your Python packages, and it's very nice. I'm also starting using it because it's the new framework that it is more enhanced and is more capable of running Python. I've already created a video in the past of how you can install the UV package manager, and basically it's easy. You just need to go and install it, and then you just need to go and initiate it and create the things. We're going to do this. I'm not going to install it again. I will add a link in the description to the video where shows you more about UV, but basically it's the same as pip. It helps you manage the packages more easily. And in here we are going to open the terminal, and we are going to initiate a project, and we are going to go and start the Agno check, so you can see how you can use Agno to build these agents with Python. I like Python because you have a lot of third-party scripts that you can use to work with LLMs. In here, let's go and open our terminal. I am in here in the terminal, and I will just go and initiate an Agno adventure, it will be called, and basically like this you do it, UV init, and you put the name of the project. I will navigate it in here, and right now I will open a terminal for this. I will gonna use try for this because I like how it's looking. I'm not gonna use any AI for this, but we're going to use try to create all of the things that I have. And let me close this, let me make this thing bigger so you can see better. Let me open the terminal for this. So right now I am in Agno, and what we are going to do is to follow the article that I've already created, and we are going to check some of the things. So basically I will want to set the Python with Python 12, 3.12 with this to have the needed support for everything. And in here, let's see, already it's like this, it's set with 12, and we are going to check the version. It's already set to 12, but you can pin it like this if you have a different version. The next thing that we're going to do is to create a virtual environment and source it. UV helps you do also this, like UV and the virtual environment. And we're going to go and just run this. And right now I will source this virtual environment so we can use it to install the packages that we need. And right now the environment is sourced. You can see it in here. And what we will do next, we're gonna go and use the UV add, and we're gonna add the packages that we're going to use into this project. I will add the packages all in the beginning, so you don't need to just go and add the packages for every project. So in here I will add Agno, LanceDB that is gonna be used for RAG, DuckDuckGo search, OpenAI, SQL Alchemy. This will be for memory. This is a tool that is needed for Agno. This is for RAG. This is reading for a PDF file. Pandas is again needed to read the PDF file, and we are going to hit enter. Right now this will gonna go and install the packages for us. This process should be quite fast because UV it's faster, is the 2025 stack, and it offers a lot of speed improvements and other nice things. You can work with Python very easily. Right now you see that the project has all of these packages added that are needed for the project. And in here you see that you have the packages in here in the dependencies that we've added. The UV lock is created with all of these details. And right now let's go and create an API key to OpenAI. So basically we're going to export our API key. We're going to use OpenAI for this demonstration because we are going to need embeddings to add the PDF into the database, into the RAG database that we're going to create. And I've already connected to OpenAI in here. And in here, I will just create a key for this. I will create a new key that will be just used for this, so we can test it. So if you don't know, you just need to go into platform.openai.com into API keys, and in here you can create your API key. And let's go and export this. Let me copy the key right now, like this, and I will close it. I will hit enter. So right now we have the API key added into the environment variable like this. And we can start building our first agent. And the first thing, I have the main, and we are going to go and build our first agent. It will be a simple agent that will just respond to one question, and we are going to run it, and we are going to see what it's doing. So in here I will replace the main with the things that I have. So for Agno, the first thing that you need to do is to go and import the agent like this, and in here we have the models. Right now we are going to use the OpenAI with OpenAI chat, and in here you have the agent definition. So basically you have the model, OpenAI chat, and ID, it will be the LLM that we're gonna be using. It will be GPT-4o because it's more capable than the mini one. And in here you have the description of this. You are a cheerful AI pal who loves a good chat. It's just like a description for that. And here I will just tell it to do something. In here I will just format the response into a markdown. And in here you have the, hey, what's cooking today? It's just a simple question, so I can show you how it's working. And I will set the stream to true. So basically what stream it's doing, it will just populate the responses from the AI in live. So you don't want to wait for the complete answer before you receive it. And to run this, you just do uv run, and you can put directly main or Python like this, .main.py. So right now the agent, it will start running, and in here you see that you have the message with the question, and in here you have the response, you have the time, hey there, not much, in the kitchen, and blah blah blah. Basically this is like a response that you have encoded in here. Of course you can modify this script to just receive the inputs in the command line, but you see that right now this is finished, and it's just responded to us. So this is like a basic agent that is just asking a question to the LLM with Agno. It's very easy and very straightforward to run. Right now we are going to add a tool to this agent. Basically we want to go and ask him to go and browse the internet, and you see that it's adding the DuckDuckGo in here, and this is the main code with this. And what this it's doing is just adds the tools. We are going to discuss all of these details, and like this. And I have the code again in here. I import the agent, I will use the same model, and you have the tools right now, and you have the DuckDuckGo that will import the DuckDuckGo tools. And in here you have the agent definition. Again, we are going to use the same model. You have the description, you are a web savvy AI explorer, and you have the tool in here. In here you have another parameter that is added, the show tool calls equals to true. So basically this will display you the response and the tool interaction. And in here you have the print response, and I will ask him like what are the latest things in New York in March, so we can go and check this. So in here, if we are going to check their documentation, and let's go into the tools, in here you have the toolkit, and in here you have all the tools that can be used, and we're using the DuckDuckGo in here. You see that this was pulled from their documentation. Again, you need to install the DuckDuckGo search for this to work. We've done this in the beginning. And in here we have also some parameters that you can also set. We are not going to set anything for this. You have the headers that you can add. You have like the news options to check the news, the max results, and so on. You have a timeout that can be set. It has a default value, you see in here. And yeah, basically these are the parameters for these tools. So Agno, it makes things very easily to work with tools. Right now, if we're going to go and run this, we should see the details. So I will run again the main, that it's updating. And when I see that it's thinking, it's running the DuckDuckGo news to search the latest news, and it will put the max results to 5. And in here you see that you have the latest news from March from New York, for instance. And in here you have also the link, and you have this nice interface in here, and you have the format. And yeah, these are the responses. So you see that you can easily add the tools that you need to Agno. You can add their predefined tools, but you can also build your own tools. You can create Python functions and can assign them to the Agno agent to be used. Yeah, in this video we're going to use this default thing. And yeah, right now you see that the agent, it's like went and searched for the latest news. It worked easily, and it was quite fast. You see that in 7 seconds you have the response. You can pair this also with Grok if you want, with a queue at the end that is very fast. It offers also support for this. And yeah, in this way you are creating the agent that has access to the internet, and you can ask him whatever you want. And next we are going to add some memory to this tool. So basically right now, if you are asking the tool, he will not know the previous chat. We want to add like a memory in here. You can use different memory tools, but for this I will just gonna use the SQLite agent store to store the conversation into an table, and we are going to discuss all of these things. Again, I will just paste the code in here, and in here you see that again we have the model, the agent, you have the storage in here, because right now we are going to use some storage to store the memory. But the important thing for us is the agent. Again, in here you have the model, you have the description, like you are an AI with a memory, like an elephant. This is just to have a description, and in here you set the storage. So this is a new parameter. Basically, you are telling the storage that you are going to use. In here, we are going to create a table where we're going to store the memory for this, so this to be persistent. And in here you have the DB file with the memory, and in here you have the options to add history to messages, and it's set to true. You have the options to set the memory. It will remember the last 3 conversations. In here you can set whatever you want, and in here it will be a session ID. So basically it will use this session ID to know what you've discussed in the past. Again, you have the markdown set to true, and in here you have the print agent again in here, and I will just tell it that I love spicy Thai food, and I will ask him what is your favorite one. And in here you have the pprint that it's doing this to add the role to the agent with the memory. And again, in here you have another response in here, and what this is doing is just asking him again what is the food that I love, and in here it should go in the memory and tell me that the Thai food is the one that I love. So basically this is a simple options to add the memory. This is the persistent memory. You can add it also in the to persist, but to add it in let's say in RAM, and you can go and check their documentation for this. It's easy to use. Let me clear this, and we are going to run this like this, and right now this should go and tell it I love the spicy Thai food. As an AI, I don't have personal experience or preferences, blah blah blah. In here you see that it added the message to the memory, and in here I've asked him again what did I just say I love, and you mentioned that you love this spicy Thai food, and yeah, right now again it's saving this conversation in the memory. So like this, it's working with memory. If you want, you can go and check their documentation for more details. Okay, and in here in agents memory, you see that you have the details about the memory. Again, all of these things were pulled from there, and you can just store the memory in the session directly to not create any database like this. The code is more simple. You don't need to install anything. You can just use it for that session if you want, but if you want to have a persistent memory, you can go and do it like this with the SQLite agent storage. So you can easily add the memory in here. Again, you can use other memory stores if you want to work with memory. This is just to demonstrate you the basic of Agno and how it's working. Okay, so we've created a memory, and here I've explained everything. And right now we are going to create a RAG agent. So basically it will go and search also knowledge, and it will also go to the internet if he needs to do that. So I've created all of the details in here. Let me copy this code, and we're going to go and check it and see what it's doing. So in here I have imported typer. Again, I want to make this more interactive. You have the agent, you have the model, you have the knowledge. This is the new thing that it's added, and this is from a PDF URL. You can embed CSV text and other things in here. And for the RAG database, I want to use the LanceDB. So basically the PDF file that we're going to use, it will use the vector database LanceDB to store the information in there, and it will populate it. It will then use the search, which search type, and it will use a tool like DuckDuckGo in case it needs more details. So basically like this, you have an agent that can go also to the internet if he needs to pull out more details for you. And in here I have the vector database that is created. You see the LanceDB, and I've created the table, and here it's the table where it will be stored. It will be stored in TMP LanceDB. You see that I have the TMP in here. I have the agent storage DB that it's for the memory. It will create the LanceDB one, and in here you have the search type with that it will be hybrid. So you have multiple search types. Basically this is searching also after keywords and things like that. Again, you can check their documentations to see all the parameters, but this makes the search better. That's why I'm using hybrid. And in here what we are going to do, I will define a knowledge base, and in here you have the PDF URL knowledge base. Basically this will help read this PDF file and store it in the vector database like this. And in here I've just embedded a URL with the tie receipts, and if we're going to go and open this, we're going to see that it's like an PDF URL with some recipes in here. This is from their documentation. I'm just using this PDF, and it will go and store these details into the vector database that we have. And let me open again this, and in here you have the function, the LanceDB agent that it's defined, and in here you have the user that we're going to send a message, and in here you have the agent again. You have the OpenAI, you have the description, you are a Thai cuisine expert with web backup, and in here you have the user ID, you have the knowledge that it's used, you have also the tool that it's used. So yeah, you have the both things from both words, and in here you have a new parameter card instructions. So basically in here you can put your prompt and tell the agent what to do. So basically what I'm telling it to do in here, first is to search the knowledge base for the Thai food receipt first, and then to use the DuckDuckGo if you need more information about this. Maybe it doesn't find all the details that we want in the PDF that we've stored. That's why this one is also going to the internet. In here it will show the tool calls. It will have the debug mode to true. Basically this is to show the interactions that it's happening, to have more details and see what this agent is doing. And in here I'm just printing the session ID with the agent session ID, and in here to make things more like interactive, like a chat agent, I've added all of these things with an prompt to ask, with bold and things like that. And in here what this will do, it will just go and first it will load the knowledge into the database, and then it will just go and run the agent for us. So yeah, basic things. And in here we're just going to run this like this, and right now this should go and do all the details. So you see in here that it went and stored the details into the database. You see that it's doing all of this by its own. You don't need to put, for instance, in this basic thing anything like the embed model. It will know what to do. And in here you see that at the end it's added the documents, and we can ask him a question. You see that this is interactive, and in here we can ask him give me the recipe for Thai soup with coconut. Like this, and you see that it's searching the knowledge base in here, and let's go and see it from beginning. You have all of these details because we set the debug mode to true. So that's why if you want to check all the flow and what this it's doing, you have these options. So you can see that it's doing the search properly. You have the instructions. In here you have all the interaction that it's made. You have the tokens, you have the tokens per second. So with debug mode you can go and activate a layer of let's say of logging that will help you just see more details. And in here you see that it went to the database and it pulls out the ingredients for this. Okay, and in here you see the receipt with all the details, and in here you see that it went only and searched the knowledge base for this, and where on the query, the keyword, because it's hybrid, is the Thai coconut soup receipt. It created a keyword for us to pull out the ingredient, and in here you see that you have the ingredients, and this is directly from the documentation, because if we're going to check it, and yeah, these are the chicken and the coconut soup, and you see that you have the ingredients in here, and in here you have the ingredients that ask him. And let's ask him, for instance, another question. French fries. Give me the recipe for French fries. And in here it shouldn't have any knowledge for French fries, because yeah, I mean, this is the Thai food and it doesn't include French fries. And you see that it searched the query and then it goes on the internet because it didn't find anything in there, and it searched the internet to give me the recipe for this and the instruction. And in here you see that you have all of these details. So again, this is a demonstration with a basic agent that just goes and search your RAG database. You can add anything you want in there. You can put your documents, PDFs and other things. And in here, if we're just going to open the agent, and you have the knowledge in here, and yeah, you have the instruction. You can go and check more details. You see that you have options to import from CSV, JSON, PDFs, S3, like we've used, text, website knowledge if you want, Wikipedia knowledge, and you have all of these options. So we've used the PDF URL for this one, and yeah, you can check their documentation. The documentation is quite nice and easy to follow. You can also ask it in here. It has an AI agent like PDF RAG, and it will go and show you the details in here how you can do that. So you have all the help that you may want in here with references and all of the things. So you see that it's quite nice that you have this level of documentation. It's very important for an AI agent to have a good documentation, because in the beginning, where you don't know all of the things, you need to go and check it in more detail so you can use it. There aren't a lot of, let's say, videos or documents on this Agno right now, because also it had like a name change from PyData, and that's why it's important to have good documentation. And at the last part, we're going to create a team of agents. Let me copy, and we are going to go to the code and see how the team of agents work. So basically in here, we're going to define like 2 agents that will work together to help us do a task. And in here, let me go. And in here, you see, again, you have the agent, you have the DuckDuckGo tools, you have the PDF URL, you have the LanceDB that we're going to use. You have the OpenAI with OpenAI embedder. So this time we're gonna use the embedder for this, and you have the SQLite for the agent. And in here we have the chef. So basically like this, we're defining our first agent. We assign it a name. In here you assign it a role also. You have the Thai chief, it's called Thai cuisine expert. It will be in here. This is the role that it has. And in here you have the model again. You have the knowledge that again it will use for this. Again, it will load everything in there if we don't have it already loaded, we're going to see this, and in here it will gonna use the embedder with OpenAI embedder like this, test embedder with 3 small. This is their OpenAI embedding model to do things, and in here you have the instruction, provide detailed type receipt from the knowledge base. So basically this is just an agent that will go and search the database and provide the receipt from there. It will use the markdown to true. And in here we have a web researcher, and again this will just have a name. It will just have a role with the web info gatherer. It will use the same model. You can put whatever model in here. So if you want to use a different one, you can do that. You just need to install the provider for the LLM and put the API keys in there and change it in here with the model name and import it in the beginning. In here you have the tools. You can add multiple tools in here. It will just go on DuckDuckGo and do a search, and the instruction is to search the words for additional information. And in here I will show the tool calls. I will not have the debug mode in here to have all of the details. And in here we have the team, and the team is defined like this. You have the agent and you have the team formed with 2, the chief and the researcher. Again, in the team you can put whatever model you want. If you want to use I don't know, more powerful model, you can do that. So in every aspect of this you can configure your own model for anything that you may want. And in here you have the description. So you coordinate a chief and a researcher for Thai food queries. And in here we have the instruction. So you have the options to ask the Thai chief for receipt first. It's more context you need to consult the web researchers, blend their inputs into a cohesive answer. So yeah, basically like this, team of agents, it will work together. It will go and fetch the receipt first. It will go and then coordinate with the web researcher in case it needs more details. This is based on what queries you ask him. And in here you have the options to load everything. And in here you have the questions that we're going to ask. So basically right now you have the options to load it first run. If you run it second time, you can comment this. Let me delete this to not have anything in there. So the knowledge to be created again with all of this specification. And in here we have the message, tell me about Thai chicken soup and its cultural significance. So in here you have the question, and it should fetch the ingredient first, and then it will search the internet for the cultural signification. And we're just going to run this to see how it's working. Let me exit this like this. Let me clear. And right now, if we're going to run this, it will go and add the knowledge in the beginning in there. Again, it will load 14 documents. Again, it created an LanceDB in here. This is the agent storage for this. Okay. Right now it's thinking, and it goes and does the things. Okay. Again, if you want to have more details, I think show tool calls. Let's see, I'm not sure if it has this parameter, but we can check their documentation. Like this. And because right now you don't see any tool in here, you just see the recipe in here, and you have the direction, tips, and in here you have the cultural significance from Tom Jen Guy, and this should have been from the internet. And again, let's see if we can add this tool calls in here. Right now no documents was inserted because it was in there. And in here you have the tool call, so you can see what it's doing. Then you see that transfers us to the chicken chef. Then you have the web researchers that is doing the web research about the questions that I've asked. And in the end you will have the ingredients with the details. You see, you have the references in here, all of these things. And yeah, the other thing that you can add to these agents is the playground. So you can have your own playground installed, or you can have a playground with an account to their websites. In here, I've already shown you, is not for this agent. And in here, for instance, you'll have the options to see the details about the requests that agents are making and more detail. This is in case you want to track this and see the responses. Maybe you can enhance the things in there. And to add this, it's quite easy. Let me see where I placed this. Okay, let me open the documentation again, and the agent observability in here. So you see you can add it very easily. You just need to create an API key in their application in here, and in here you have the options to set it to monitor everything, and by default, and you can also monitor only agents if you want. It's up to you, so you have a lot of flexibility to monitor all the details if you want. So yeah, this is Agno, and this is how you can easily build some agents with Agno. I am using Agno for, I don't know, 1.5 weeks, and I really like the speed that it's offering and the flexibility. I created some project like help me write some articles with this and with OpenRouter, and you can give it a try in case you want to build some Python agents that you can easily use. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. In case you like what you have seen, please don't forget to like and subscribe.